Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the ceremony and approaching the stage through the graduates, please welcome President Jeffrey D. Armstrong and the Platform Party.
Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to Cal Poly's Spring Commencement Ceremony for the College of Liberal Arts and the Orfalea College of Business. My name is Keith Humphrey, and it is my privilege as Cal Poly's Vice President for Student Affairs to preside over today's ceremony. Commencement is a day that brings us great joy. We are together this morning to celebrate the achievements of our students, and we are proud of what each of you has accomplished at Cal Poly. At this time, it is my pleasure to present Cal Poly's Wind Orchestra, led by conductor Andy McMahon, soloist Ashley Gonzalez from the College of Liberal Arts will be singing our national anthem. ROTC cadets of Cal Poly's Military Science Department, led by Cadet Battalion Commander Jacob Means, under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Josh Gillen, will post the colors. Please rise and remain standing, and gentlemen, please remove your caps until the color guard has exited the field. Please post the colors. Please be seated. We have so many reasons to be Cal Poly proud today. As a university, we are conferring more than 4,200 degrees upon deserving scholars. Each of our students has worked very hard, and encouraging them at each and every step of the way have been our very talented and dedicated faculty and staff, and also the many parents, brothers, sisters, spouses, partners, friends, and other family members who had to put up with you when you were in elementary school and acted like you knew everything. Well, today is your day. You can celebrate today because as a Cal Poly graduate, you indeed do know everything. As for tomorrow, let's just say there's a lot more learn by doing in your future. Graduates, from wow to now, we have all invested a great deal in your success. A few of you have prepared to serve in the most unselfish way of all. This weekend, we are graduating 8 students who will be commissioned as second lieutenants in the United States Army. We cannot thank you enough for your willingness to serve our country, and we are indebted to all who have served in our military. And I ask that all active duty servicemen and women and veterans in our audience today, please stand if you're able or wave your hand to be recognized for your service to our country. Thank you. Following the traditions begun in the great universities of medieval times, we are assembled to welcome these graduates into the company of educated individuals. It is a time when we can share in their pride and look with them towards the future. Joining me on stage are members of the Platform Party, led by President Jeffrey D. Armstrong. Honorees, special guests, and individuals invited to address the graduates will be introduced later in the program. One of the special members of the President's Party today is the California State University Student Trustee member, Kelsey Brewer. And now at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you your student body president, Owen Schwegerle. Owen came to his role with the same energy, enthusiasm, and desire to improve the Cal Poly student experiences as all of his predecessors, and he did not disappoint. He invited each of you to find your anchor, that deep connection to the Cal Poly experience that makes this place so special. An anchor grounds you and holds you in place during challenging times, and Owen has been that anchor for the student body this year. Faced with many challenges he did not foresee, Owen rose to each situation with the grace, class, and learn-by-doing attitude of all Cal Poly students. We have all enjoyed working with and learning from Owen this year, and he has represented you well. So, for the class of 2016, please welcome for the last time your student body president, Owen Schwegerle.
Thank you, Dr. Humphrey, for those very kind words. Good morning, everyone. We are all here today to celebrate our hard work and all of the long hours that we spent staying awake at the library, working on those group projects with that person who never pulled their weight, facing the swarms of midterms. All of that hard work has finally paid off. Congratulations, everyone. We've made it. When you come to college, you're a different person than you are now. You've learned so much on this college journey. And some of the most important things we learn in college are not learned in the classroom. It's learned from the people that you meet along the journey. Look around you now. Look at these friends, these classmates, these people. Each of them have been a teacher in some way. Today, I want to share 4 things with you that I've learned from people along my college journey. First, begin with the end in mind. Think forward and ask yourself, how do you want to be remembered? And what do you want to have accomplished by the end of your life? Many times, we get caught up in the urgent, and we forget about the important. We do the day-to-day tasks without thinking about the big picture. As Cal Poly graduates, let's be forward thinkers and begin with the end in mind. Second, find a cause, not a career. Find something bigger than yourself, something that makes you get excited every single day. Pursue whatever passion you have because it's been given to you for a purpose. Make your positive contribution to mankind and leave the world a better place than when you found it. As Cal Poly graduates, let's strive to find a cause, not a career. Third, give thanks. We have a lot to be grateful for. There are so many people here today that have helped make us get to this point. As Cal Poly graduates, let's sincerely thank all of the individuals. Let's give thanks to our family, loved ones, mentors, roommates, professors, and best friends. Everyone sitting out there in the crowds. The fourth and most important lesson that I've learned in college is that the best compass you can have guide your life is love and respect. As humans, we all have this sincere desire to be loved and respected. It's part of humanity. The ancient golden rule still holds as true today as it did in biblical times. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. As Cal Poly graduates, let's strive to treat others with the same love and respect that we desire. We are now setting sail to new horizons, departing familiar territory to sail on unknown waters. In the same way an anchor grounds a ship during a storm, the relationships that you formed here at Cal Poly during your college years will help keep you steadfast during those difficult times ahead. As Cal Poly graduates, go out, explore, and see the world, but always remember that you can come back to Cal Poly. It is our home. My fellow graduates, it has truly been an honor serving as your student body president this year. Thank you so much for contributing to Cal Poly and for making it the wonderful university that it is. You've all made the past 4 years incredibly special, and I'll never forget my time here at Cal Poly. Friends, we did it. Let's celebrate. Congratulations once again to the class of 2016.
Thank you so much, Owen. Now please welcome Dr. Gary Laver, the chair of Cal Poly's Academic Senate, who will speak to you on behalf of our outstanding faculty. Dr. Laver.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the faculty, let me extend a welcome to all of you on this special day. Special certainly for the graduates, but indeed for everyone here. Commencement is a unique mixture of formality and celebration. It takes a lot of work and persistence to earn a place here. Along with the credit due Cal Poly's dedicated faculty and staff in guiding the graduates to this day, let's make sure we also recognize the support our graduates received from the caring people in their lives outside the university. The families and friends joining us today are filled with pride, and even the graduates themselves are overflowing with joy. In recognizing the graduates' hard work, I think it important as well to look forward in celebration of their potential. Graduates, no doubt you had certain goals in mind when you arrived at Cal Poly, but I'll bet you quickly discovered that you were in for more than you bargained. that it took more to succeed than you initially expected. The skill set you brought to Cal Poly had to grow, and I would argue the same is true as you prepare to leave Cal Poly. With a successful college experience under your belts, many of you might entertain the notion that education and intelligence are sufficient to set you up for life. I would ask you to think again. These are certainly critical foundations, but poised as you are to leave Cal Poly, there is no doubt your skill set will have to grow accordingly. Permit me to suggest that the best way to share your education and intelligence with the world is through a commitment to compassion and service. This means a commitment to asking yourself regularly important questions such as, what does my work accomplish for others as well as for myself? Am I and others the better for my efforts? Am I giving back in appropriate measure to all those who gave me support, my family, my school, my society? Beyond our strong commitment to delivering the best education possible, Cal Poly stands for respecting multiple points of view and for promoting the dignity and welfare of our fellow travelers in life. You graduates are evidence of what bright minds and hard work can accomplish with the shepherding of dedicated faculty and staff. But my limited time with you today forces me to be blunt. What you have worked so hard to acquire at Cal Poly will be diminished if not motivated by goals of service. To put it simply, we are at our best when we are thinking of others. And so, on behalf of the faculty and all of us at Cal Poly, I wish you honor in the projects you pursue and grace in your realization of them. All the best.
Thank you, Dr. Laver. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the president of Cal Poly, Dr. Jeffrey D. Armstrong.
Congratulations, graduates. Every year at these ceremonies, the president of Cal Poly has the privilege and honor of recognizing various individuals and groups for their contributions to Cal Poly. Cal Poly's faculty is central to our educational mission. These individuals serve with outstanding qualifications and a deep dedication to excellence in teaching, research, and service. This year, the Distinguished Teaching Award Committee and the Distinguished Scholarship Award Committee of the Academic Senate selected 6 recipients to be recognized for their exceptional ability as educators. The Cal Poly Alumni Association, representing over 180,000 alumni nationwide, joins the Academic Senate in recognizing these distinguished teachers and in celebrating the key role our faculty members play in preparing students for success in life. One of the recipients of the Distinguished Teaching Award is Karen Munoz Christian, Professor of Modern Languages in the College of Liberal Arts. The recipient of the Outstanding Faculty Advisor Award is Janelle Navarro, Professor of Ethnic Studies in the College of Liberal Arts. Please join me in recognizing these outstanding faculty. Congratulations. Thank you so much. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you our keynote speaker, Margaret Fortune. Margaret Fortune is the president and CEO of Fortune School of Education. Under Fortune's leadership, the organization launched a network of public charter schools located in Sacramento and San Bernardino counties. I'm pleased to say that Cal Poly is a partner. The K-12 system is focused on closing the African American achievement gap, preparing scholars for college starting in kindergarten. Called Fortune School, the network includes 6 schools with combined enrollment of more than 1,500 students and has approval to open 4 more schools. Fortune also operates a graduate school of education, credentialing teachers and school administrators with a focus on charter school leadership. A graduate of UC Berkeley and Harvard's University Kennedy School of Government, Margaret Fortune served as an education advisor to 2 California governors. I might also point out that she was student body president while at UC Berkeley. Margaret broke new ground in 2003 when she turned around Sacramento High School, changing the 1,600 student campus into a charter school. The rate of graduates attending college has increased from 20% before the reform to 90% today. Margaret Fortune is a trustee emeriti of the California State University, a Pahara Aspen Fellow, and a member of the Board of Directors for the California Charter Schools Association. Please join me in welcoming Trustee Margaret Fortune to the podium.
First, I'd like to say it's a tremendous honor to speak to you today for the commencement of the class of 2016. Give yourselves a hand. It's so exciting to share this special day with you and your families as you commemorate this important milestone in your life. You made it. It's a privilege to share a few words with you on such a momentous day. First, I want to give special thanks to President Jeff Armstrong for inviting me here today, and warm greetings to all the members of the Platform Party. One of the most important things you do as a university trustee is actually select college presidents. I'm proud to say that I helped select President Armstrong over 5 years ago to lead this campus. Give him some love. So it's just really awesome to celebrate graduates who attended Cal Poly during his tenure. Class of 2016, today you mark the end of one journey and the beginning of another. As you stand looking at the path ahead, you have some choices to make, like what comes next for you. But it's bigger than that. You have to ask yourself, what unique contribution are you going to make to the world? Now, what I've learned on my own journey is that the opportunity to make a difference is vast, and the lives you will touch are many. In moments, you will become Cal Poly alumni. And I want to tell you from firsthand experience that Cal Poly alumni are powerful people in the communities where they live, work, and serve. And today, you become a part of that tradition. You have the power to transform the lives of others by putting your degrees to work to uplift communities. Recently, I've been meeting with Cal Poly alumni like Peter Oppenheimer, retired CFO of Apple, Bill Swanson, retired Raytheon Company chairman, and Blake Irving, CEO of GoDaddy, about a passion that we all share, and that's promoting diversity and inclusion at Cal Poly. As a campus, Cal Poly has stated that in the spirit of educational equity and an acknowledgement of the significant way in which a university education can transform the lives of individuals and communities, we strive to increase diversity at Cal Poly. Cal Poly is an inclusive community that embraces differences in people and thoughts. And I found that some of the most outspoken advocates for diversity and inclusion at Cal Poly are the alumni themselves. And the alumni are taking action in bold and meaningful ways. Like the recent $10 million pledge Bill and Cheryl Swanson, both Cal Poly alumni, made to support the Swanson Golf Scholarship. It has a preference for first-generation college students. How many of you are the first in your families to graduate from college? Or the documentary that Blake Irving just produced tackling the gap between men and women in tech called Code, Debugging the Gender Gap. Cal Poly San Luis Obispo really has a rich history of family legacies where one generation after the next, family members graduate from Cal Poly. And that commitment to a university is really heartwarming to see, and it should be celebrated. In the midst of that tradition, new families from California are aspiring to build their own Cal Poly legacy. I want to tell you my story about how Cal Poly is helping make those dreams come true in my hometown of Sacramento. Are there any Sacramentans in the house? All right, I feel you, man. So let me tell you this. I'm talking to you. 8 years ago, when I first joined the Board of Trustees at the California State University, I had a vision to create a regional initiative in Sacramento to close the African American achievement gap by building schools that prepare children for college, starting in kindergarten. I sat down with a group of architects. Some of them were made in the CSU, just like you, and designed what the schools would look like. My idea was to take underutilized commercial buildings in low-income communities and flip them into schools. Our business majors will appreciate that. Since then, we've opened 6 schools in 6 years in economically disadvantaged neighborhoods. Over 90% of the scholars we serve are African American and Latino. Early on, as we were establishing the schools, I began talking to President Armstrong about our shared passion for diversity and inclusion. He did something that was important to me, not just as a trustee, but as a person who was working hard to accomplish a dream for my community. He visited my schools with his wife, Sharon. Then he began sending leaders from Cal Poly to see my schools, and I began sending students and parents to see Cal Poly. Over the past 3 years, we've bused hundreds of students and their parents from Sacramento to Cal Poly to take science classes from students studying to be teachers in the Learn by Doing Science Lab. Along the way, my students have written me letters about their visits. These are voices from this year's 5th grade class. I will thank you by telling you my future. I will become a scientist. I will graduate college. I will achieve my goals that I have planned. If there is one thing I know, it's that I have a bright future. From Lavinia. This one is from Lorenz. I'm really thankful. I'm glad that I can be a scholar. Thank you for this once-in-a-lifetime chance. I really think that Cal Poly is the place for me. And finally, Asia wrote, the college I want to go to is Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. I will major in being whatever I put my mind to. Thank you for caring about our future. When I think about the family legacies at Cal Poly, yes, I think about the alumni I've met along the way who share this wonderful tradition with their children. And I think of all the sons and daughters of the families in the schools we've built who aspire to one day turn their tassel like you will do today at a Cal Poly commencement. The next school I build will be from the ground up and has Mustang pride all over it. Cal Poly is working with me and Consumnes River College to open an innovative science-themed school in Sacramento based on Cal Poly's Learn by Doing model. Open Fall 2017, students will be able to earn their high school diploma and their associate's degree in just 4 years. Apart from being our state capital, Sacramento has been recognized as America's most diverse city. So it's a perfect place for Cal Poly to continue to make its mark. We're hiring great teachers. Where's the School of Ed? I invite you to join us. We need your help. The diversity of our country has always been our strength. Our diversity defines us as a nation, and in the midst of all of our differences, we share something in common. We love America. Loving one's country does not mean that we always agree with each other. In fact, some of our greatest patriots have been those who have dared America to stand up to its fullest potential. Just a few days ago on Friday, we laid to rest one of our great American heroes, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali once said, "Tolerance and understanding won't trickle down in our society any more than wealth does. Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." How will you pay your rent? Congratulations, class of 2016. Remember, you have the power to transform the lives of others by putting your degrees to work to uplift communities. I pray that you do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Trustee Fortune, for those wonderful words. We are glad you are Cal Poly's partner in diversity and inclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to confer the degrees earned by our graduates. Graduates, as you cross the stage and receive congratulations from the President and Provost, please return to your seats for our alumni induction ceremony and final comments from President Armstrong. To preside over the conferral of degrees, please welcome Cal Poly's Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. Kathleen N. Svinken.
Good morning, everyone. President Armstrong, our faculty has certified that the candidates before you have met the requirements for degrees in their respective disciplines and all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Cal Poly recognizes outstanding seniors from each college for academic excellence, contributions to their college, service to the university, and service to the community. Would the following academic excellence awardees please stand and come forward to be recognized? Nicole Mogg from the Orfalea College of Business. And Sevlin Van Ronk from the College of Liberal Arts. The Academic Excellence Award is determined in each college by consultation with the faculty and is based on achieving an outstanding grade point average and participating in significant academic curricular and co-curricular projects and activities. Graduates, congratulations on your outstanding achievement. The college deans and I will now begin the presentation of candidates. President Jeffrey D. Armstrong will confer the degrees. President Armstrong, I am pleased to present Richard Savage, Director of Graduate Education, who will present the master's degree candidates.
Good morning. This weekend, over 430 master's degrees will be awarded to Cal Poly students. Congratulations on achieving a deeper level of knowledge in your field of study and expanding your breadth of understanding towards applying that knowledge to solve global problems. Faculty representing the master's degree programs, please stand and be recognized. Master's degree candidates, please stand and remain standing. President Armstrong, on behalf of the faculty involved with our graduate programs, I am honored to present these master's degree candidates.
Master's candidates, on the recommendation of the faculty of California Polytechnic State University and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of the California State University, I now confer upon each of you the master's degree appropriate to your program with all attendant rights, responsibilities, and distinctions. Congratulations.
Faculty, you may be seated. Master's degree candidates, please remain at your seats until your row is escorted to the stage.
Bryce Beatty. Aruna Raghuraman. Chad Michael Falloon. Nikhil Makarand Ranade. Tyler Weisman. Nestor Vilos Pasalakwa. Joy Lee Ann Sullivan. Emma Del Rosa. Seth Andrew Newman. Alexis Arellano. Morgan Boyd. Nicholas Osterber. Holly Stangl. Clara Hunanian. Julia Reynoso. Ashley Christine Delgado. Sarah Maria Cybulski. Shelley Rose Vonk. Rebecca Purser. Dylan Nicole Kello. Kevin Todd McLaren.
Congratulations, graduates. You may be seated. President Armstrong, I present Dr. Douglas Epperson, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts.
Good morning, CLA graduates and supporters. Committed to excellence, diversity, and inclusivity, the College of Liberal Arts widens the circle of empowerment by welcoming students from all backgrounds into our community of scholars that spans 18 disciplines across the visual and performing arts, the communications, humanities, and social sciences. Faculty from the College of Liberal Arts, please stand and be recognized for your outstanding contributions to the success of our students. Bachelor's degree candidates from the College of Liberal Arts, please stand and remain standing. You are well prepared for the next steps in your lives. Please aspire to be leaders in your communities and in your professions while taking the advice of the speakers today and giving back to your communities and to the world. President Armstrong, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Liberal Arts, I'm honored to present these candidates for graduation.
Bachelor's degree candidates, on the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Liberal Arts and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of the California State University, I now confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree appropriate to your program with all attendant rights, responsibilities, and distinctions. Congratulations.
Faculty from the College of Liberal Arts, please proceed to the back aisle of the graduate seating area. and graduates of the College of Liberal Arts, please remain in your seats until your row is escorted to the stage where you will be greeted by President Armstrong and Provost N. Svinken.
Daphne Trin.
Jacqueline Victoria Cecil.
Patricia Lee.
Jennifer Lynn Hayden.
Kenneth Cole Gurney.
Madeline Jane Haboyan.
Heather Camion Height.
Megan Noel Larkin.
Nicholas William Acevedo.
Jessica Nicole Howarth.
Liz Kolakowski.
Alyssa Marie Leye.
Hannah Marie Georgie.
Megan Eileen Aldridge.
Alyssa Wygant.
Kathleen Ruano.
Trudy Jessica Vinson.
Mary Dundon.
Isabella Christine Baldwin.
Leona Mary Rajayi.
Amanda Therese Parley.
Erica Evans.
Cassandra Carlene Logan.
Sabrina Rose Smith.
Lauren Wallach.
Allison M. Rogers.
Lauren Francis Fukuda.
Victoria Saunders.
Leanne Marie Morris.
Kate Baker.
Jessica Renee Garcia.
Roy Aviram.
Ali Noel Vieira.
Maxime Starobinsky.
Sophia Maria Del Bianco.
Samuel Gregory Burt.
Jill Ashley San Antonio.
Andrew M. DeRay.
Giovanni Jimenez Garcia Montión.
Tiffany Miller.
Martha Graciela Limon Macias.
Turi Fisk.
Lupita Morales Murillo.
Benji Eagle.
Casey McLean Jenkins.
Raina Elizabeth Kabading Stevenson.
Sevelin Van Ronk.
Christina Sanders.
Solange Nicole Corday Kielbach.
Bailey Ann Satterfield.
John Jeffrey Schutnecht.
Vianney Elizabeth Gerald.
Maddie Kraus.
Brianna Mary Gibbs.
McKenna Miller.
Eric T. Markowski.
Catherine Adriana Michelle Valencia.
Vanessa Aurora Lorenzana.
Natalie Rose Suzuki Pentakowski.
Harrison Joseph Trubit.
Michelle Lauren Merritt.
Jonathan Robert Lampkin.
Jennifer Margaret Gonzalez.
David Sandoval.
Patrick William Kunkel.
Betsy Bras Gonzalez.
Holly Arietta.
Elizabeth Level.
Savannah Howe.
Nayeli Ramona de la Rosa.
Walter William Finney.
Lisa Hong Mai.
Asia Love.
Lindsay Sean Kent.
Zoe Brooke Aliado.
Rachel Marie Amspoker.
John William Cruz.
Angela Michelle Fassoni.
Michael William Bernardi.
Jordan Elizabeth Sherwood.
Luis Emilio Morales.
Dina M. Saba.
Joe Christopher Abiola Awich.
Wayne Allen Murray.
David Nuwaba.
Molly B. Daly.
Willie Tucker.
Jennifer Bethany Billick.
Christopher Laniel Brown.
Haley Marie Torres. Heather
Faith Madrigal.
Mackenzie Lee Solden.
Kristen Alley.
Abigail Louise Johnson.
Tanny Morea McCaw.
Sarah Louise Pillegard.
Catherine Elizabeth Riley.
Sarah DeMorris.
Francesca E. Medina.
Paige Elizabeth Cross.
Catherine Marie Geezy.
Taylor Ann Gum.
Casey Trang.
Sahar Davachi.
Naomi Lynn Catterlin.
Kendall Hober.
Marley McCaughey.
Mary Christine Manotti.
Stephanie Marie Narleski.
Ava Grace Rockman.
Danielle Nicole Falconer.
Matthew Frederick Giancanelli.
Madeline Rose Panacci.
Alexa Elaine Brewington.
Sam C. Canino.
Amanda K. Jenkins.
Victoria M. O'Dwyer.
Elizabeth Ann Sedovan Demi.
Claire M. Siza.
Ariel Lockritz.
Grant Robert Petschauer.
Courtney Connor.
Ginger Miranda Jacobs.
Victoria Valjean Vixney.
Caitlin Sarah Morrison.
Jared Hirata.
Rodolfo Sebastian Riviong.
Kashka Singh.
Jacqueline Lee Abeta.
Alexandra Lee Battaglia.
Zoe Karen Fillion.
Mario Alberto Ojeda.
Hannah Ellen Russell.
Leah Samantha Anderson.
Anna Jacobson.
Rose Doyle Mason.
Samantha Corio.
Colleen Elizabeth McAdams.
Katie Love.
Ashley Lauren Schlee Gonzalez.
Grace Elizabeth Fowler.
Caitlin Rose Tomasello.
Samantha Marie Noakes.
Stephen James Warren.
Sarah Louise O'Mara.
Miranda Cortez.
Jordan Clarice Joseph.
Emily Jean Ridenauer.
Dana Nicole Shell.
Caitlin McKay Peterson.
Lauren, Amy, and Cora.
Rachel Lynn Day.
Lainey Summer Teray.
Hannah Simpson.
Florence Butcher.
Ryan Michael Ridley.
Taylor Leanne O'Neill.
Nicholas Bruner.
Kennedy Marie Poe.
Samuel Adam Schrader.
Nicole Julianne Smith.
Taryn Hasty.
Taylor M. Wells.
Brenda Durantes.
Jessamine Diocampo.
Melissa Alana Fazio.
Megan Colleen Choate.
Sarah Gray.
Annalie Marcella Aiken.
Elizabeth Ann Mediati.
Lillian Louise Crossy.
Jennifer Ann Freilack.
Jacqueline Brenna Grealish.
Jonathan Edward Zawada.
Nina Andrews Ferentinos.
Alejandra Clara Camacho.
Hannah Jean MacDonald.
Megan Van Hammersfeld.
Andre Brazil.
Jenna Ray Parker.
Michael John Polvey.
Emily Ann Blair.
Dylan Gregory Payne.
Rebecca Michelle Watson.
Lucas George McDade.
Stephanie Faith Burbauer.
Adair Gomez Garduño.
Rebecca Carlene Major.
Jeremy Daniel Brooks.
Chelsea Dudley.
Allison N. Freeman.
Jenna M. Castillo.
Sarah Ching.
Mari Iguchi.
Carrie Byer.
Jade Amelie Zuspan.
Sky Inez Gamble Rainey.
Danny Ashcraft.
Nathan F. Schwinn.
Grant Lawton Wright.
Ruba Mohammed Ahmade.
Uni Moonlight Kim.
Maria Paola Ramirez.
Brooke Elizabeth Matson.
Lucia Astaesaran.
Rachel Hope Wallen.
Katharina Mayumi Sakamoto Steidel.
Ryan Patrick Jocelyn.
Gina Silvana Agapito.
Ellen Rose Bockelman.
Marie Arlene Chrisman.
Julie Lane.
Chris Ross.
Rachel Nicole Remillard.
Ian Wilson.
Bradley Harris Gustafson.
Matthew DiGirolamo.
Grant Laval.
Michaela Ray Foster.
Molly Hannah Aronson.
Mariana Robbie.
Bonnie Lynn Burns.
Melina S. Bliss.
Nicolette Hyatt Deichler.
Casey Juliana Nelson.
Jeanette Marie Wilson.
Tessa Marie Winter.
Tenny Louise Rizzo.
Elizabeth Ashley Armon.
Charles Harris Wilton.
Paulina Lutskiewicz.
Ann Tereska.
Liana Ruth Eisen.
Michaela Piccini.
Elizabeth Eve Rodenhafer.
Jordan Riley Triplett.
Samuel Reda.
Emma Jeanette Phillips.
Mackenzie Elizabeth McRoberts.
Samantha Zoe Ness.
Hannah Marie McDaniel.
Alexandra Joyce Bender.
Vanessa Amber Moss.
Ashley Nicole Yock.
Madison Hope Fairchild.
Taylor Joyanne Clark.
Sarah Druyon.
Katie Ann O'Brien.
Danielle Renee Kachar.
Angelique Nicole Duenas.
Lauren J. Preschel.
Allison Tui.
Madeline Grace Davis.
Mariah Paige Woolard.
Alec Charles Johnson.
Ashley Sarah Himmelstern.
Haley Marissa Walker.
Nicole E. Wokenmuth.
Christina Doherty Barton.
Claire Vivette Lindsay.
Lauren Doralinda Rocha.
Riley Alexandra Wenger.
Andrew Robinson.
Paige Michelle Heilbrunn.
Jessica Rose Knoll.
Hannah Julia Garner.
Ashley Ann Becker.
Samantha Rose Kevel.
Alla Lubinskaya.
Nicole Christine Zurcher.
Francis Starr Griffey.
Katie Penelope Guerin.
Josie Lane Bertling.
Brittany Ann Luma Ogden.
Danielle Burton.
Jennifer Lynn Scales.
Corey Brown.
Adriana Jara Munoz.
Edgar Medina.
Laura Nicole Alvarez.
McKenna Brienne Johnson.
Mario Alberto Vivros Espinoza.
Julie Brooke Schneider.
Kimberly M. Adams.
Rebecca Judkins.
Gregory Scott Gross.
Alexis Nicole Cooney.
Emily Jean Grace Gaunt.
Alexandra Sophie Bajan.
Olivia Pimentel.
Danielle Nicole Dunn.
Erin Marie Berry.
Andrew Vincent Walsh.
Amanda Noel Chaussee.
Lindsay Grins.
Belen Engidanos.
Sydney Jordan.
Alexandra Jensen Fox.
Melissa Mergenthaler.
Madeline Toby.
Sydney Michelle Mendenhall.
Emily Balistreri.
Megan Margaret Woodward.
Jason Camara.
Max Emerson Miller.
Carly Rose Hume.
Anna Williams.
Mackenzie Ann Rowe.
Madison Elizabeth Patino.
Nicolette Francine DeLuca.
Sarah Catherine Sousa.
Alexander Davidson.
Alex Barzilai.
Rachel Ann Wiggins.
Peyton Ann O'Neill.
Kyle Scott Smith.
Emily Ann Heyer.
Charlotte Ryan Marinovich.
Janelle Patricia Gertz.
Ava Rose Lindberg.
Allison Ying.
Ali Gomes Spina.
Kazmira Berkey.
Jillian Taylor Marinkovich.
Richard Lawrence Gallegos.
Christopher Jufre.
Hannah Renee Stice.
Cole Castor.
Jenny M. Choi.
Thomas Edward Nork.
Kylie Garcia.
Domenica Bergano Berman.
Dana Elizabeth Casillas.
Sayoa Isabel Jodar.
Allison K. Smith.
Lila J. Claire Schoenfield.
Rebecca Jane Schwartz.
Catherine Rohrer.
Adam DeJavine.
Angelina LaRue DiFrancesco.
Marika Cynthia Hine.
Alexandra Diaz.
Kristen Renee LaRue.
Trevor Marsden.
Alicia Floor.
Sarah Riley.
Alicia Ann Hammond.
Annabelle Snow.
Pia Elby.
Erica Myers.
Monet Goldman.
Lindsay Hope Beisheim.
Jessica Danielle Ross.
Alicia Rachel Martinez.
Shelby Lynn Caro.
Emma Juliana Kuchera.
Olivia Michelle Einbund.
Carly McQuaid Cady.
Stephen Chen.
Alexis Marguerite Hahn.
Claudia Pollock.
Michael William Zamora.
Annabelle Chelsea Parr.
Sarah Jar.
Karen M. Altick.
Maggie Lynn McHale.
Catherine Marie Narens.
Emilio Lopez Horner.
Maddie Glenn Rache.
Arlo Elliott.
Megan Elise Rodriguez.
Ashley Nicole Keeney.
Kelly Christine Douglas.
Erica Marguerite Barrios.
Eileen Ponmaha.
Alyssa Yasmin Stowers.
Sarah Michelle Feldman.
Connor Dewitt Fulton Smith.
Emily Catherine Knox.
Blaze Carpenter Skibicki.
Melissa Ann Starnes.
Sarah Reichel.
Ashlyn Ray Reth.
Lauren Elizabeth Shapiro.
Kayla Shay G.
Emily Schuyler Pestle.
Anna Paulina Zacharias Hernandez.
Claire Gledhill.
Christina Lynn Henning.
Claire Elise Bowlby.
Jenny Ann Cox.
Rachel Lynn McCarthy.
Nathan Allen Norris.
Sarah Nicole Raudebush.
Kimberly J. Vandenberg.
Brendan Buchanan.
Amara Villasenor.
Zoe Marie Raven.
Taylor Ann Steinbeck.
Amanda Jane Peterson.
Carly Morgan Benner.
Samantha Rose Lilienfeld.
Methi Pooja Satyanarayana.
Jeffrey Paul Waterman.
Hannah E. Stone.
Nathaniel Louis Palomino.
Bryn Elizabeth Bacharach.
Shirley Chen.
Jed Ryan Hasse.
Ashley Elizabeth Fong.
Garrett Edward Cunningham.
Doug Quinn.
Kevin T. Deely.
Christopher Quinn.
Landon J. Dial.
Katie Halliday.
Christian Samir Hana Safar.
Emily Huang.
Garrett Joel Freeberg.
Ariel Chang.
Stephen Emile Vogue.
Kayla Marie Missman.
Pietro Anthony DeLuca Jr.
Michelle Christine Zaludek.
Aaron Leanne Ashworth.
Jacob Samuel Lowing.
Francis Ann Wees.
Casey Marie Pontrelli.
Catherine Taylor Siebold.
Daniel W. Park.
Jessica Welch.
Morgan Butler.
Kenna Zillis.
Jennifer Elizabeth Silva.
Sophia Flora Mola.
Julia Cristiana Tetamanzi.
Stephen Andrew Miller.
Joel Alejandro Escarino.
Arian Cohandle.
Amelia Jacqueline Pereira.
Sarah Catherine Gertis.
Sabrina Juliet Yukana.
April Christine Capana.
Hannah Jocelyn.
Aaron Packard.
Jamie Yvonne Huggins.
Emily Detweiler.
Madison Ann Stenton Reitmere.
Sarah Nicole De Los Santos.
Tara Cave.
Ashley Michelle Abels.
Yusuf Jose Vilal Valdez.
Catherine Joanne Creighton.
Christian Valle.
Stephanie Lynn Ziegler.
Serena Trey Lee.
Alexandra Parker.
Serena Marie Cison Brown.
Andrew Ryan Archer.
Alexandra Catherine Grundler.
Carol Kaz Henderson.
Kevin Andrew Caffey.
Nicole Bravo.
Regina Marie Hurley.
Michael Charles Azevedo.
Erica Hoika Sheck.
Allison Samantha Willis.
Alexander Thomas.
Blake Edward Burgess.
Xavier Enrique Zapata.
Jacob Alexander Pickus.
Anthony Ronald Branch.
Kim Patrick Noyes.
Troy Gabriel.
Eugenio Brooks Geiken.
Brian Alexander Reed.
Lexi Magdalena McCoy Casso.
Matthew Ferrer.
Shannon Beth McAllister.
David Alexander Klein.
Stephen Corey.
Connor David Wolford.
Eric Goldman.
Mia Woodin.
Emma Francis Cook.
Emily Ware.
Kea Alon Wiggins.
Luke Carey Hart. Catherine Lorraine Spade. Catherine Elizabeth Sparling. Stefan Weideman. Megan Amanda Marias. Amy Danielle Gonzalez.
Congratulations, graduates. At this time, we would like to present a posthumous degree from the Orfalea College of Business to Thomas Stone. This degree is being presented to Jim and Barbara Stone on behalf of their son to celebrate his life, hard work, and memory. Thank you. President Armstrong, I present Dr. Scott Dawson, Dean of the Orfalea College of Business.
A good friend of mine once relayed a story to me about a deadlifter. This is a world-class deadlifter. His PR is 375 kilos. He's trying to get to 400. And try as he may, he can't get to 400. And then one day his trainer, when he's not looking, the weightlifter, slaps an extra 25 kilos on there. And he goes up there to do that, thinking it's a 375, and it seems a little bit heavy today, but I can do 375, so he lifts it. So I tell that little brief story because it illustrates so poignantly the power of the mind and what you can do when you set out to do what you want to do. So you all thought you could get in here, and you did. You all thought you could graduate, and you did. Now you need to think about what you want to do next. You want to be a partner, you can do that. You want to be a VP, a CEO, you want to start a company, you want to start a nonprofit. If you think you can, you can. You're some of the smartest, nicest people on the planet. I'll speak for my colleagues in saying it's been a real privilege to be part of your lives. Faculty from the Orfalea College of Business, please stand to be recognized. Bachelor's degree candidates from the Orfalea College of Business, please stand and remain standing. President Armstrong, on behalf of the faculty of the Orfalea College of Business, I'm honored to present these candidates for graduation.
Bachelor's degree candidates, On the recommendation of the faculty of Orfalea College of Business, and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of the California State University, I now confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree appropriate to your program with all attendant rights, responsibilities, and distinctions. Congratulations.
Faculty of the Orfalea College of Business, please proceed to the back aisle of the graduating seating area. Graduates of the Orfalea College of Business, please remain in your seats until your row is escorted to the stage. As your name is read, proceed across the platform to be recognized.
Kevin Daniel Greist.
John Goldsby.
Nicholas Patrick Arold.
Molly Jean Oakes.
Tyler Justin Jewell.
Christine Marie Rhodes.
Andrew Stephen Fortner.
Michelle Pan.
Kate Elizabeth Fisher.
Sarah Marie Edmonds.
Sebastian Rowell.
Caroline Darsono Lay.
Joseph Michael Prohorov.
Caitlin Augustina Mello.
Max Fishman.
Amber Nicole Harbottle.
Dylan Wade Marinez.
Haley Ann Hughes.
Marco Andres Mendoza.
Dayton Catherine Erickson.
Ryan Jean Gibble.
Savon Camille France Patterson.
Logan Hummel.
Hannah Sophie Mazet.
Stephen Yannick.
Taylor Nicole Pori.
Zach LaFerrier.
Ashley Taylor Grutendorst.
Kevin Staniszewski.
Shauna Mae Brown.
Gordon Ho.
Kirsten Giselle Smith.
Jamie Nicole Holcomb.
Lauren Olivia Beto.
Cara Maria Emmergard.
Cole Stephen Cressman.
Eric Daniel Oti.
Gregory Richard Ledford.
Eric David Chavez.
Scott D. McBride.
Kyle Haddock.
Lucas Michael Toohey.
Robert Parisi.
Connor L. Dahlman.
Tessa Leanne Prince.
Justin Ray Hale.
Alexandra Maria Menetkes.
Luke M. Beninga.
Stephanie Bramlett.
Justin Christopher Young.
Caroline Eileen Lancaster.
Christopher Michael Salvini.
Stephanie Michelle Nolan.
Adam Ryan Payne.
Sonia Carr Bogle.
Gannon Allen Danes.
Robin DeLosa.
Alex Yao.
Nikki Moshiri.
Dakota Bramhall.
Benjamin Tregoning.
Adam Lucero.
Second Lieutenant Jacob Bradley Means.
Jonathan James Peck.
Manadu Sheikh Abdullahi Kibi Jr.
Julia E. Switsky.
Esteban Sanchez.
Nicole Mogg.
Chris Melchion.
Matthew Arthur Francis Fagan.
Tiffany Gail Keller.
Jake Williams.
Madalena Piffard.
David A. Bortz.
Adrian David Santiago.
Courtney Jacobson.
Nicholas John Joseph DePaul.
Jesse Goodrum.
Jake Cameron Lawrence.
Taylor Lindsay Sturdivant.
Crystal Fernandez.
Jordan S. Willis.
Ivan Llanos.
Jessica Ashley Kurtek.
Pedro Zepeda Beas.
Madison Christine Chemnitz.
Leo Lee.
Austin Douglas Collier.
Kevin Lagos.
Alan Mario Munoz.
Mark Robert Baylitz II.
Daniel Isaac Chait.
Joseph Richard Bremer.
Shelby L. Hendrickson.
Ruben Alejandro Lopez.
Kevin John Logue.
Elaine Lee.
Anel Andrea Chavez.
Kenneth Park.
Karina Movsesova.
David Nathaniel Carditas.
Amanda Nicole Huntington.
Michael James Lowe.
Elaine Susanna Cohen.
Ryan K. Nguyen.
Kira Sinead Condon.
Sarah Ma.
Grant Mitchell Keycafer.
Dana Rao.
Lauren Page Gerlach.
Toby Jade Wong.
Thomas Michael Correll.
Carissa Joy Ramage.
Samantha Ann Kamasian Snyder.
Tanner James Plott.
Brooke Cherie Standridge.
Natalie Sage Royal.
Jeff Leong.
Jack O'Neill.
Jason Van Dorn.
Eric Paul Johnson.
Laura Levin.
Patrick George McGuire.
Rebecca Werner.
Minoe Esteves.
Matthew Stephen Levinson.
Stacy Mean.
Camille Yaner Kadar.
Samantha DeHesa.
Luke Alexander Wills.
Romy Nicole Winnett.
Eric Joseph Millen.
Lauren Rochelle Keekley.
Ricardo Soria.
David Corbin Hank.
Aaron Miller.
Kara Lynn Vane.
Shayna Marie Braun.
Madison Claire Kenny.
Kate Elizabeth Lotch.
Emily Sunders Spade.
Franco Espinoza Perez.
Jessica Brianna Luxembourg.
Karsten Gregory Tiemann.
Kaylee Janelle Cox.
Christian M. Parker.
Catherine Ann Nisbet.
Michaela Patricia Ryder.
Allison Brooke Fonner.
Allison Nicole Unger.
Olivia Victoria Blumberg.
Emily Marie Wilcox.
Kristen Archer.
Jillian Zadebski.
Dylan Hollinger.
Cameron Takia.
Nicole Antoniuk.
Connor Parsons.
Stephanie Ann Pullman.
Austin T. Doughty.
Ariana Noel Jones.
Evan Botch.
Taylor Nicole Guy.
Mackenzie Teutsch.
Joni Marie Hillebrecht.
Jason Neal Baker.
Eric Iverson Blaze.
Jeffrey Aaron Norton.
Dylan Hardy.
Nicholas Alexander Criley.
Paige Nicole Brady.
Trevor Lowe.
Megan Kathleen Sullivan.
Arik Shant Boyloyan.
Melissa Ann Fernald.
Catherine Elizabeth Butler.
Catherine Ann Hutchins.
Akshay Deepak Rupani.
Madison Ashley Blundell.
Cody Haruo Kaleo Mao.
Loren Rochelle Jackson.
Jordan Sly.
Chase Alexander Brothers.
Kyle James Saltvite.
Luke John McHugh.
Juan Carlos Castellanos.
Allison Ford.
Kyle Delmer Peterson.
Madison Mercurio.
William Thompson Bennett.
Brenna Aho.
Thomas Nezovich.
Janelle Marie Matlock.
Michelle Murakami.
Nicole No.
Larissa Hedrick.
Connor Bradley Jenkins.
Alexis B. Blackwell.
Daniel Walker Israel.
Kristen Noel Trumbull.
Jacob Paul Sanchez.
Samantha Ann Shaner.
Timothy John Spikerman.
Brett Richard Barbier.
Gavin Nicholas Hessian.
Connor Patrick O'Hare.
James Hall.
Jordan Ray Ellis.
Connor Milslegel.
Cameron James Rosetta.
Taylor Fleury.
Quentin Marshall Burke.
Kyle Williams.
Joshua T. Mars.
Ehsan Amini.
Jackie Nicole Shern.
Elizabeth Morley.
Jordan Elizabeth Weigel.
Hannah Watkins.
Kylie Summer Chelwick.
Alexandra Lee Smith.
Anna Rose Seskind.
Lindsay Arlene Elliott.
Adrian Anise Bowman.
Kelsey Lee Payton.
Brianna Rose Baker.
Jenny Francis Simpson.
Kelly Nicole Peterson.
Alex Toppenberg.
Lupita Chagoya.
Kenny Young.
Christian Cardenas.
Jack DiGesero.
Jacob Tanner Maddox.
Scott Ryan Baker.
Jake E. Swallow.
Epsy Steiner.
Caitlin Hale Marinas.
Matthew Prout.
Celine Leva.
Justin Joseph Connolly.
Zachary Allen Lute.
Catlin Sky Kamashta.
Feng Mi Vong.
Janelle Chieko Takeda.
Peggy Pei Chen Chang.
Tal Osovsky.
Marika Faye Bayens.
Nadav Joseph.
Kenny Wong.
Kyle Kittner.
Katie Ing.
Summer Ann Curran.
Megan Isabel Chang.
Eleanor Kathleen Harkin.
Tina Lee.
Graham Gooding.
Jeffrey David Wilson.
Matthew Edward Elsasser.
Malcolm Xavier Sutton.
Cody Brem.
Helen Elizabeth Jackson.
Brett Tyler Kanyame.
Nanika Amrit Kaur Tiara.
Jonathan Andrew Molnar.
Sheehan Park.
Megan Nicole Wagner.
Shell Lee.
Eric Dean Futak.
Cherry Lowe.
Tyler Wilson Harwood.
Claudine Chenaruse.
Michael Anthony Zapata.
Sherry Lopez de Wolf.
Julie Vo.
Lauren Jacqueline Paris.
Jason Lee.
Stevie Ray Cordoza.
Aaron Chin.
Roland Jackson Jr.
Jenny Fu.
Charles Giovanni Fata.
Sean McGuire.
Brandon Michael Lamara.
Paul Clinton Woodman.
Kenneth M. Hastings.
Luke Thomas McDonald.
Pranjal Gar.
Dylan Rocha.
Vishal Vekitachalam.
Zachary Emerson Brems.
Delaney Sullivan.
Megan Ashley McConnell.
Craig Erb.
Richard Dollywall.
Brian Lee Bennett.
Olivia Allen.
Kevin Higgins.
Austin Dean Darley.
Todd Allen Meeker Jr.
Ian Wayman.
Trevor Dylan Samandra.
Julian Perez.
Jordan Ansara.
Alexander Ryabov.
Jordan Smith.
Tiffany Halprin Pan.
Kayla Williams.
Hector Manuel Desiderio.
Annie McKee.
Tessa Underwood.
Danae Yobert.
Haley Nicole Karan.
Elena Gail Demate.
Melissa Ann Schwartz.
Kevin Harkus.
Hannah Catherine Sorosky.
Fiona King Sum Choi.
Amanda Johnston.
Huen Wen.
David Scrivenich Hershey.
Elaine Wong.
Nikolai Bryce Dole Bush.
Shally Luo.
Jenna Renee Hoffman.
Clayton Gray Dolan.
Mackenzie Lynn Miller.
Corey J. Kidd.
Piper Virginia Wright.
Adam Edward Redding Kaufman.
Kiki Watson.
Rex William Strambotny.
Nicholas R. Altabet.
Daniel Lee Sweeney.
Brent Evan Anschultz.
John Lineweber.
Patsy Zamora Rodriguez.
Nicholas Yang.
Carson Lightfoot.
Sophia Punavai Evans.
Paul Henry Crane.
Jessica Yin Yam.
Joseph Robert Nichols.
Rachel Nicole Cable.
Stacy Elizabeth Aragon and guest.
Eric McCafferty.
Stephen R. Pogue.
Megan Bouvier.
Ivy Tan.
Jessica Castellanos.
Mark Christopher Cogan.
Savannah Baffert.
Christine Choi.
Brandon J. O'Donnell.
Alyssa Johnson Schmidt.
Alicia Marie Ilgner.
Jenna Lee Deming.
Jacqueline Renee Baldwin.
Jackson Newell.
Samantha J. Montarbo.
Nicholas Ramon.
Hannah Michelle Boswell.
Alexander John Robert Chino.
Shaylee Gilliland.
Benjamin Robert Bassett.
Kendall L. Steele.
Alex James Wozniak.
Megan Alexandra Emmer.
Frederick Wellington Strelo II.
Nicole Ashley Thompson.
Catherine Ann Hovius.
Kyle Robert Sigworth.
Nicholas Robert Boltman.
Callie Lahan.
Monroe Andrew Shabrier.
Nicole Michelle Bordeaux.
Matthew Dean French.
Leandro Silvio Praselli.
Brian Taylor Bennett.
Courtney Lynn Holiday.
Ryan Michael Bowden.
Miles Kane Wicks.
Robert Michael Serene.
Noah Sage Zimmerman.
Ryan M. Kilgore.
Parker Prescott Dannenberg.
Samir Patel.
Peter J. Holker.
Kevin Joshua May.
Evan Andrew McCurdy.
Katarina Quach.
Andrew Paul Takeshi Lee.
Peter Marin Subich.
Thomas B. Kanugaris.
Jack Henry Huffman.
Sumner Ian Karp.
Prayesh Atul Patel.
Daniel Kleinsmith.
Blake Andrew Whittekend.
Matthew James Shumis.
Bradley Thatcher Cook.
Alexandra Susan Duquette.
Algernon Justin Kwok.
Jacqueline Annalisa Barnhart.
Adam Yount.
Katina Eleni Callis.
Kenton Kamran Asadi.
Kristen Carol Henry.
Samuel Donnelly.
Caitlin Marie Henry.
Gregory Patrick Crickle.
Rose Alana Wortham.
Zachary Lindekamp.
Nick Kanzaki.
Samuel Ryan.
Alexander Paul Thumb.
Mitchell James Boylan.
Skylar Marie McLean.
Anthony Michael Berardi.
Chelsea Marie Baker.
Joseph Allen Fazakerly.
Luke Beaton.
Michael Thomas Hurdlebrink.
Benjamin Bela Koos.
Connor Robert Wick.
Connor Otto Cram.
Garrett Paul Braun.
Calvin Sy.
Davis Matthews.
Tyler Anthony Molnar.
Anthony Ziola.
Brandon Shaw.
Jessica Swinkles.
Chad Matthew Horn.
Nicole Swinkles.
Lane D. Armstrong.
Tyler Greiter.
Matthew Francis Flynn.
Rafael Salinas.
Sukhpinder Olak.
Jonathan DeSmit.
Joshua P. Keeley.
Sari Brielle Choi.
Vincent Orlando Hennessy.
Amanda Marie McCamey.
Joseph Guerra.
Zach Zahner.
Connor David Munch.
Jersey Wittis.
Montana Shea Acosti.
Thomas Robert Stokes. Danica Nicole Lindy. Avery Corinne Rocher. Deanna K. Marudis. Cassie Wharton. Christina Marie Guilford. Andrew Bruce Harrison Bob. Hunter Daniel Seacrest. Arvin Reza Karam. Vivian Chan. Stephanie Elizabeth Henry. Nicholas Garcia. Shelby Lynn Haug. Nathaniel James Berkshire. Jackson Hisao Kuhn. Dimitri Corey. Jeff Ernst. Ethan Lawrence. Divian Walland. Kendall Coletti. Samuel Coulter Patterson. Erich Maury. Colton Tanner Haynes. Janet Wu. Timothy Yamaguchi. Amy L. Tron. Jacqueline Marion Myers. Emily Chingyi Wong. Thomas Tribble.
Congratulations to all of our graduates. Each of you are very, very special to this community. I want to congratulate and thank the amazing students in the College of Liberal Arts for congratulating your colleagues in the Orfalea College of Business, and the colleagues in the Orfalea College of Business for supporting your student peers in the College of Liberal Arts. Thank you so much. Many of the proud supporters in the audience today have an exceptional sense of pride at this moment. Today marks an extraordinary day for the families of Cal Poly graduates who have chosen to continue their Mustang legacy. Many of you in the audience are Cal Poly proud alumni, and you may remember with vivid clarity the sense of pride and excitement that you felt when you graduated from Cal Poly. At this time, I would like to welcome anyone in the audience, the proud families, supporters, friends, spouses, partners, and parents who are Cal Poly proud alumni. Please stand and be recognized. Welcome home. Welcome home, and remember, you are always, always part of the Mustang family. At this time, it is now my pleasure to introduce to you Kirsty McPherson Boyette, President of the Cal Poly Alumni Association, who will welcome our graduating class into the company of Cal Poly alumni.
Thank you, Dr. Humphrey. Welcome graduates to the 180,000 Cal Poly Proud alumni. As President of the Alumni Association, I am honored to present you with a gift symbolizing your membership to the Mustang family for life. Graduates, please stand and remove the pin from your Cal Poly Proud bag as I ask ASI President Owen Schwegley to return to the podium. Graduates, it is my distinct pleasure to lead you in a special part of today's celebration to present each of you with a Cal Poly Proud pin as a gift from your Alumni Association. As you pin your neighbor and embark on your next journey, remember that as alumni, you'll always represent Cal Poly. This will always be your home. So stay connected, congratulations, and go Mustangs.
Okay, we did it. Woo-hoo! There it is. Oh, my favorite part. Wow, congratulations, graduates. You may be seated. You did it. You made it. Give yourself another round of applause. Do you remember your first days on campus? Seeing your dorm room for the first time, walking around campus with other wowies? Do you remember the first time you met your best friend for life? When you arrived on this beautiful campus, did you imagine today? Here you are, as Vice President Humphrey likes to say, from wow to now. You did it. But as you've heard from others today, you did not make this journey alone. Let us first recognize the faculty and staff who worked hard to teach you, to feed you, to support you, and inspire you. They have dedicated their professional lives to your success. Will our faculty and staff in attendance please stand if you can or wave? Please join me in really giving them a warm welcome and congratulations for their great support of you. Thank you. You may be seated. We also need to recognize your strongest supporters, the people who have given you their boundless love, encouragement, and yes, financial support as you move out into the world. And they want to emphasize the move out and get a job part, right? Your graduation is their achievement as well. Will all the parents, grandparents, siblings, spouses, partners, and other family supporters please stand if you can or wave. Graduates, show them some love. Thank you. You may be seated. As we near the end, I know that each and every one of our 4,200 graduates have a story. Each and every story is powerful in their own way. I don't have time to share very many stories, but I do want to share two. First, I want to recognize Carol Henderson. Carol is graduating today with a degree in sociology with a biology concentration. She's overcome many obstacles in fulfilling a dream that's been a long time coming. Carol grew up in London and never finished high school. Today, at age 55, suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder and traumatic brain injury, Carol is a Cal Poly graduate. Her message is to all of us is never give up, hold on and believe in yourself. Congratulations, Carol. I'd also like to recognize Stacy Aragon. Stacy, where are you? Stacy is a first-generation student and a single mom of her 7-year-old. She is receiving her degree today in business administration. Last year, she established the Parent-Student Alliance, which helps underrepresented students with children to succeed at Cal Poly. Stacy says attending Cal Poly was a dream, and now her dream is real. She has her degree. Stacy, congratulations. These are just two of the stories we celebrate today. Stories of overcoming challenges, stories of a passion for Cal Poly, stories of appreciation for everyone in our lives who helped us get to where we are today. Graduates, in a functional way, today is an end. You went to class, you passed the exams, right? You earned the credits you need, and now you're going to load up and fly off or drive off from Cal Poly. But today is just the beginning of adventures and successes that await you in life. We have high expectations of you. We want you to do well. We know you will, and we know that causes some anxiety. But you know what? You're ready. You're prepared for what life will bring. Things will not always go your way, and life surely will not always be fair. You will undoubtedly make mistakes. That's not failure, that's called experience. It's called learn by doing. As a Mustang, you know how to learn from experience because you're ready. And you're not alone. You now have a permanent bond with Cal Poly, which means you have a permanent bond with every Mustang who has come before you and who will come after. From this day forward, you are forever part of the Cal Poly Mustang family. That may sound lovely and poetic in the abstract, but being a Cal Poly alum is a very real and tangible benefit that you will enjoy the rest of your life. Our alumni have forged a reputation of excellence and success because of the manner in which they have made their way in the world. You have inherited that reputation, and it will serve you well. I am confident that you are prepared to follow in their footsteps. Through your accomplishments and good works, you will further advance and enhance Cal Poly's reputation, and you will make us all Cal Poly proud. Now, your degree comes with responsibilities. We are counting on you to share your experiences as a mentor to future Cal Poly students, help them find internships, urge your company to tap into Cal Poly's expertise, and be an advocate for Cal Poly among your friends and employers. And we're counting on you to give back, not if, but when success comes. Be generous in investing your time, talent, and resources to improve this world, to make people's lives better, and to support the institutions, including Cal Poly, that have made a difference in your life. As Trustee Fortune said, think about how you will pay your rent. We are counting on you to care about something larger than yourselves. Graduates, we're asking a lot. We're asking a great deal of you, but I know you can do it because you are prepared. You're Cal Poly ready. Congratulations. Now, graduates, there's only one more thing we need to do before we sing the alma mater. I need you all to stand. This is your last Learn by Doing experience. I want you to move the tassel from the right side to the left, signifying you're Cal Poly forever. Family members, friends, faculty, and staff, on behalf of Cal Poly, I present to you the class of 2016. Congratulations!
Congratulations! We will now begin the recessional. After the singing of our alma mater, I ask that all graduates and guests remain seated until the President's Party has exited the stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, please locate the Cal Poly alma mater on page 6 of your programs, and please rise if you are able for the singing of All Hail, Green and Gold.